In this video, I'm going to give you an exercise on how to sustain the feeling of the wish fulfilled because it's relevant to this chapter by Vadim Zeland in Reality Transurfing, which is chapter 26, The Wave of Success. But I'm going to give you an exercise that's going to help and assist you in what he's talking about in this chapter, which is really important, and sustaining your feeling of your wish fulfilled and not being swayed by your 3D world and the things that are contradicting your wish fulfilled and how to sustain that feeling. All right, so chapter 26, Wave of Success, Reality Transurfing. This is the principle on Wave of Success. So perhaps sometimes you feel inspired and on top of the world, but then the daily grind brings you back down again. So basically finding your wish fulfilled, creating a wish fulfilled, doing your affirmations, but while you're doing them, you feel great, you feel as if the wish is complete, but as soon as you go back to your daily grind, you forget all about that and you start reacting to your 3D world again. So basically it's what he's saying here. So how do you hang on to that feeling that life is a song full of happiness and celebration, your wish fulfilled? So first and foremost, you have to remember how that feels. Keep the sparkle of that feeling of celebration alive and cherish it. Notice your life changing for the better. Grasp at any straw of joy. Look for auspicious signs in everything. Never forget, not even for a moment, that you are following a course in transurfing, consciously going after your dreams, and that means shaping your destiny. This alone is enough to give you peace of mind, confidence, and joy, which means that you are being the magical song of happiness in your life. So when feeling wonderful becomes a habit, you will find yourself permanently on the crest of a wave of success. So what I take from this the most is expanding your awareness of being conscious, of becoming enlightened, and being grateful for the moment and being grateful for everything that you have in your life and building those habits of seeing all the things that you have in your life and the fact that you are studying the law of assumption, LOA, and all of these other things, using your imagination, doing these different techniques, meditating and becoming grounded with that, and knowing that you are getting to that next level. So raising your awareness and keeping your mind on these facts that you are developing yourself and seeing all the great things in your life and building up this momentum for these new habits in your mind, and just knowing that and permeating your mind with these new habits is going to help establish these feelings of greatness, of gratitude, of happiness, of abundance, of prosperity in your world. And that's going to slowly, sometimes even very quickly, bring great things to come into your life, and you'll start noticing in this. And when you raise that awareness and you're consciously aware of the good things that are coming into your life, you'll start noticing that all these great things coming in your life, and you know why they're coming into your life, so you start doing it more. So as your awareness grows, you start seeing the good things that are coming into your life from your new way of thinking and developing these new habits. So when you start noticing that, you're like, okay, so I created that. So when you start doing that, you start believing more in your feeling of your wish fulfilled and all of the progress that you have made and being gratitude in this state of abundance. And you notice that when you become conscious of those things, of that one thing that comes, then 10 things will come, and you'll notice all 10 of those. Then it's going to be 20 things, then 40 things, and then 80 things, then 160 things. Before you know it, you're going to be 100% all day long in this state of gratitude, of abundance, and knowing that what you're doing, building these new habits, is creating all of these things. And that's kind of what Vadim Zeland goes over in his interpretation. So be happy and grateful for everything you have in this moment. So awareness, being aware, consciously aware of everything that you already have in your world. And this puts you in that frequency or that vibration of other new things coming to you, because you're no longer wanting anything else in your world, because you're focused with your awareness on the things that you already have. So you're in 100% state of abundance, and this frequency and this vibration is attracting more things that come into your life because you're just in this state of things coming to you. And Vadim Zeland goes on to say that this is no empty call to be happy by default. Sometimes when circumstances stack up against you, it is very difficult to be content. But from a purely practical point of view, there is simply no benefit in expressing dissatisfaction. And I like this point, because even if you have bad things that are coming to you in your world today, By you expressing dissatisfaction in those things, it does nothing for you. It actually creates more of that when you become emotionally charged about bad things coming to your life and you're attached to those and you're focused on that feeling state. Then by default, you are impressing that with the subconscious mind, and then the subconscious mind is expressing that, more of that to come into your world. So you have to be very careful of this. And like he says here, it has no benefit to you. It actually creates more of that. So when you have something bad come into your life, if you can't solve that problem, like you can't turn that negative into a positive, because sometimes when bad things come into your world, you can actually use that, and rearrange that and then create something great from that. But if it's something negative that comes into your world and you can't change that, you can't turn that negative into a positive, don't focus any time on that, because that has no benefit for you. Just refocus your attention, take your attention from that. Do not become emotionally charged about that, and move on to something positive and start creating something else over here. So take your attention away from that, because it has no benefit. It has no benefit for you to express that dissatisfaction in your world. And that's pretty similar to what Vadim Zeland says right here. So don't take bad news to heart. If you don't let it into your heart, you'll keep it out of your life. So close the door on bad news and open up to good news. It is really important to take note of the smallest sign of positive change and nurture it carefully. When your relationship with yourself and the world around you is good, a field of a harmonious vibration surrounds you, and everything inside it goes well. A positive attitude always leads to creativity and success. So ultimately what Vadim Zeland is saying here is how to not react to your 3D world and stay in the feeling of your wish fulfilled is to be grateful for everything that you have in your world and always have a positive attitude. But how to stay in this positive attitude is where my exercise comes in. So what works for me in this state is where I came up with this exercise is I always go back to the worst times of my life, like when I truly didn't have anything, like barely anything in my world, like when I was in prison, living in a state of lack, like completely everything taken from me and what I've built ever since. So I go back to that state that I was in, and I look at that state and then I compare that to where I am now. And this instantly puts me in a state of gratitude no matter what's going on. Like I'm busy all the time and I forget about where I came from, like at the lowest point of my life and everything that I've built and the way that my life is and how much better it is now. This puts me in a state of gratitude and ultimately puts me back into the feeling of being prosperous, of being abundant, and all of these things. Puts me back into the feeling of my wish fulfilled, and it starts attracting more things to come into my world, because when you notice how bad it was at one point and how much better you are doing now, it constantly puts you in this state of abundance. And then you're automatically going to start seeing the things that you have in your life and the things to be grateful for. But what I do for this exercise to keep myself reminded of how much I've grown since then and how much better my life is now is I write down on a flashcard or a piece of paper really, really big. I just write prison, the word prison, and I keep it in front of me, or I keep freedom. Like I'll write freedom down, but I'll keep it in my pocket, or I'll keep it where I'm working most of the day, and I'll just keep it right in front of me that it reminds me of where I came from, how bad my life was, and how good it is now compared to that. So that keeps me in the state of gratitude all day, and it reminds me. So if your mind starts slipping back to these ungrateful moments, like you're just not grateful for your life right now, remember how much worse it was before and how much worse it is for someone across the world in a third world country who's lucky to even get one meal every single day. You have to remember these things, how good your life is right now and how much worse it could be. And this puts you in a state of gratitude. And I love to do this. So just write down one word, one powerful word that defines the state that you were in before that was so much worse. And then how much better comparably it is now. And this will put you in a state of gratitude and in a feeling state of abundance now. And something that's also really, really powerful is I have created a 15-minute morning meditation that goes over gratitude, and it goes over creating a feeling state which will carry you through most of the day, if not all the day, in a new state of gratitude, a new state of abundance and of being, where you are in this feeling state of your wish fulfilled throughout the day, just starting the day off in this new frequency or this new vibration of having everything that you want and your day as being completed, exactly how you wanted it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and post that video, that 15-minute morning meditation on the screen for you now, and just go back to that every single morning and play that out as you're going through your day, or focus on it in the mornings just for that short amount of time, for 15 minutes. If you got to wake up 15 minutes earlier, I'm telling you, this is going to really, really help you, capture that feeling of the wish fulfilled. So I'm going to put that on the screen now. Click on that, download it, and use that every single morning. All right, that's the end of this video. And don't forget to give me one thing you guys are grateful for, or any content you want me to cover in the future. And I will see you guys in the next one.